Hello, thank you for coming to my video. If you would like to help my channel grow, please like and subscribe, and please click on this little bell icon so you never miss a future video. Hey guys, welcome back to my next video in my Let's Play the Halo series. This will probably be the last video unless I decide to do like Halo Wars 2 or something like that, or at least until another Halo video game comes out. So here we are playing Destiny 2, and I'm going to be playing the PC version in this video. And I was playing this a little bit earlier because I haven't played it in a while. I've hardly played it at all since launch. Yeah, I was actually quite enjoying the game. But I don't have any expansions, I just have the core game. So I basically played through the campaign, and when it came out, and played some of the multiplayer games here and there. So when I was playing it earlier, they actually patched some stuff, and I guess the game's at a good spot in terms of where the fans want it now, from what some of my friends were telling me. And I was actually enjoying the game. So Destiny 2 is kind of a interesting game compared to the previous one, because when the first game came out, had really fun gameplay, but had a very lackluster story, especially for a Bungie game, and it didn't have a lot of MMO features compared to like a standard MMO game, and it was kind of lacking some FPS features from a standard FPS game. Now, it was still a good game, but you know, it was like a 6 out of 10 or 7 out of 10 game versus a 9 out of 10 game that people expected. But Destiny 2 still has kind of some of those issues, but it actually had a pretty good campaign story when it came out. So I was actually pretty impressed with the game in that respect. But the game, of course, you know, didn't really launch with 9 out of 10 reviews. It still launched with 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 reviews. But when the game came out, I waited until like a sale. I think it was like a Cyber Monday sale or something. I bought it for about, you know, $30-something. And I had some coworkers that were playing the PC version, and they talked me into getting the game so I'd have some friends to play with. Which, of course, I bought the game, and then a couple weeks later, they all quit playing. So that's why I never really got into it too much. So I never bought any expansions or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, core gameplay was definitely good. When I first played the game, I got the beta on the Xbox One. And at first, it felt like Destiny 1.5. It didn't really feel like Destiny 2. It didn't really feel like a sequel or anything like that. I mean, this cutscene stuff definitely, you know, gets you interested in the game right away. You know. The nice thing about Destiny 2 is when you look at the first Destiny, it kind of has a backstory to the game a little bit. So at least you kind of know who some of the characters are a little bit, and you can still kind of get into it. You know, like the first game, the story didn't really do a good job explaining a lot of the characters and stuff very well, so it was just kind of like shoehorn everything in it. But this game definitely does a little bit better job, you know, establishing, you know, like who the villain is and, you know, stuff like that. I don't really know too much of about the story after the core campaign. Like I said, I haven't bought any of expansions or anything like that. But we're going to play through this real quick here. And then we'll touch up on some multiplayer. But yeah, I mean, when I first played the beta on the Xbox One console, you know, it didn't feel like a sequel. It just felt like more like an expansion or a remake, you know, like Destiny 1.5. Graphics and art style weren't that much better. In fact, they're pretty close to what Destiny 1 was, almost identical. Still ran at 30 frames per second, didn't run at 60 frames per second. Eventually, the game became Xbox One X compatible at 4K, but still ran at 30 frames per second.
What's going on back there? Remember when I told you that you fly too fast? Forget I said that. Fly fast.
Fly fast. Of course, it has some voice acting reprised by Nathan Fillion, you know, from Firefly. who played Cade 6, who was in the cutscene earlier. And then after the Xbox One beta, which I believe was around the same time as the PlayStation 4 beta, or pretty close to it, they had a beta on the PC, which I downloaded and played that, and I was actually really impressed with the PC version. If you have a choice of what version to pick, definitely pick the PC version. I'm not into PC gaming like I used to be, but I'm definitely glad I picked up the PC version of the game versus one of the console games, because the PC version actually feels kind of like a sequel. You know, my PC is 6 years old. I mean, I'm still using a Dell XPS system I bought at Costco a little over 6 years ago. It's got an i7 3770 GTX with 670 video card that I installed. Yeah, I mean, it's six-year-old PC, and it's, you know, still running a nice 60 frames per second. Which, if I go to the menu here, go to the video settings. Here's the video settings I'm using, and I'm capturing at 720p as opposed to full 1080, just because my PC, being as old as it is, it's I can't really play a newer game and capture it at full 1080p at the same time. I can do it with older games, but not really newer games. But I want to show you the video settings real quick, just to show that I am playing at 60 frames per second. And about medium settings. Kind of lowish medium. High on some stuff. And I've actually cranked it up to high, and, you know, it still plays fairly smooth, but it gets choppy here and there. So I kind of have it at happy medium. But, I mean, it's really well optimized for PC, which, you know, I find it inexcusable that,
Give me a sec. Zavala's doing the hero thing in the plaza. Me? I've got a date with whoever's behind this. It'll be a short date.
Yeah. Nathan Fillion replies in his role as Cade 6. Spoiler alert, he dies later. Which they reveal in a commercial. Maybe he didn't die, I don't know. He might have lived. Yeah, he actually did a lot of the voice work for, like, the Destiny 2 commercials and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, considering how well optimized this game is for PC hardware, you know, it's kind of disappointing that it didn't run at 60 frames per second on the consoles. So go to our player screen real quick. Everything's pretty much very, very similar to the first game. I'm trying to remember this best I can, just because I haven't played it in a while, other than the multiplayer games I was playing earlier before recording this. Your class screen's a little different. Kind of seems like there's not as much customization as the first game, but it still has some cool options. I mean, you know, you can select what kind of grenade you want, and I noticed that when I was playing the other subclass, Shadow Dancer, I think it is. I forget the name of it off the top of my head. There wasn't the teleport jump. Now, I'm sure there's probably like a different classic character that has the teleport jump, but other than that, you know, it's pretty much the same game. You know, has a little bit of upgradable ability. They add a class ability, so you tap the B button twice, or they have it bind to a button on the keyboard. I forget what button. So with a hunter, you basically can like reload your weapon fast, or some other thing off the top of my head, I forget. So it gives me a couple different choices of grenades here. Let's do the trip mine grenade. And I know they changed the weapon system a little bit since the game launched, because I remember when I first played the game, your sniper rifles were considered a power weapon. So you couldn't have like a rocket and a sniper or anything like that. And while I was playing earlier, I was actually surprised, and I had to do a little bit of reading up on it, where you can have a sniper rifle as your offhand weapon again, like in the first Destiny. So basically, they make it to where like your kinetic weapons are your primary weapons, your energy weapons are your secondary weapons, but there are some primary weapons that use primary ammo, and some primary weapons that can use secondary ammo, and some secondary weapons that use primary and secondary ammo. So each one can use different kinds of ammo. So the ammo kind of drops the same. So. Alright, let's see. Which way was I supposed to be going here? Oh, here we are. Kind of a nice little intro to the game, which was kind of the same intro as the beta. Graphics look really good. The lighting looks amazing. Of course, this game was not available on last generation systems like 360 and PlayStation 3, of course. So it's a current gen game. Unfortunately, it is not available on the Switch. And I joke about this a lot, but I would absolutely love for this game to come out on Switch. And even though I'm not into Destiny 2 or Destiny 1 that much, it's still a Halo type game, FPS video game, and I would probably buy it on the Switch just to have a game of that kind of gameplay on the Switch. And considering how well it's optimized to run on PC, that runs as well as it does on my 6-year-old PC, they can probably get to work on the Switch pretty good if they actually tried. I think they had some excuse saying that the game couldn't run on Switch because of the hardware or something like that. But you know, with the success of Diablo 3 coming to Switch recently, which I'm hoping to do a video on that, that might persuade Activision to give them make a Switch version. Oh, this guy has a fiery shield. So let's use a solar shield. So let's use a solar energy weapon. Of course, like the first game, any characters that have shields, like the type of shield is the type of energy weapon they'll be weak to. Which you can use any weapon, but they're going to take more damage with the energy type weapon of that shield. Nice cool reflections, cool backgrounds and everything. The art style and the world they created is really cool. They did a good job with that. I have a nice little overview of the game. Nothing fancy. And I wish I knew this in time to make this video, but I found this out yesterday, that the PC version of this game, with the exception of the expansions, you can actually have downloaded it and purchased it for free. And I wish I would have known that in time to, you know, get these videos out faster, so I could, you know, title this video PC version of Destiny free, go download it now.
Look at the Traveler.
Even though it doesn't include the expansions, when I was playing this earlier, just to kind of refamiliarize myself with the game, it's, you know, it's a great game to download for free, which honestly would be a good strategy to make this like a free-to-play game where you gotta have the expansions in order to do a lot of the additional content.
Okay,
So.
my ghost keeps tagging these Cabal as Red Legion. Akora, what do you got?
They're elite, ruthless, and rumor is they have never known defeat.
Until today. Today they face Guardians.
But Zavala, they're attacking the Traveler.
The Traveler waits. We protect our people at any cost.
We protect our people at any cost. Oh, there's a guy playing right there. Another new guy playing. A lot of people playing the PC version. Of course, the PC version, because it's distributed by Activision, which now owns or is merged with Blizzard, it goes through Battle.net. So as far as I'm aware, there is no cross-platform multiplayer support. You know, no PlayStation players playing together with PC versions or anything like that. And maybe they've added... Oh, crap. Get the hell out of there. Maybe they've added that in the future, maybe they will in the future, but...
This Red Legion are well trained, but we are better.
We will hold this line until the last civilian is safely away.
What's up, dude? How's it going? He's bulletproof.
Incoming! Fall back to my G! Don't let them past the gate. Leave that shuttle back there.
So of course the game has pretty much the same basic gameplay as the first game. You know, your meter builds up, where it shows like on the bottom left corner there, where my guns and ammo are. There's that meter that builds up, and I can use a special ability. So. But
We hold here.
considering that there's not really an official Halo game on the PC. What's up, guy? How's it going? I can wave. Hey, how's it going? Considering there's not really an official Halo game on the PC, this is a good alternative. So it's, if you want a Halo type experience, you know, on the PC, you know, this is actually a pretty good. Oh crap! Oh crap! Ooh, something killed me. Wasn't paying attention.
More Red Legion! Show them what Guardians are made of!
Let's revive him. There we go. And of course, I'm playing with an Xbox controller here, and you can just plug in an Xbox controller, and it'll, you know, it'll recognize it and play just like you're playing on console.
The shuttles is away, but the speaker, he never made it. I'm going to look for him.
And you can also play with mouse and keyboard,
Find the speaker. We're on it, Commander.
which the game controls really, really good on mouse and keyboard as well. So you can just bounce back and forth and play with whichever setting you like. Like, I'm more of a console player, so I'm of course playing. Oh, god dang it!
Go now!
Respawn. There we go. Game's a little respawn friendly. So yeah, gameplay is really good on mouse and keyboard and controller. You can just bounce back and forth and play on whichever one you want. Let's see, is it this way? There we go. That's the way we gotta go. Of course, this is the city right here from, you know, First Destiny. Oh, little janitor droid. But in terms of playing like multiplayer, you know, like in the Crucible, PvP, stuff like that, it's actually pretty well balanced. You know, it still has your standard auto aim when you're zooming into your character with a controller. You know, because, you know, mouse and keyboard players with the mouse, you're going to have that advantage with the accuracy. So it's actually pretty well balanced. So when I play with a controller online against, you know, PC players that are have really high level and stuff, I don't really feel too I don't really feel outclassed or anything like that. It's actually pretty well balanced. Because I like to hook this up and play it on my big screen TV and just relax on the couch with a controller, just like I'm playing, you know, any standard console. Yep. I like the sidearm guns in this, the 3-shot burst. They're actually pretty powerful. Whatever one I had on my main character, I was playing PvP earlier, was actually doing a pretty good amount of close-up damage. And I got quite a bit of legendary and the purple and orange gear, or yellow gear. And I don't even remember how I obtained that gear. Like I said, I bought this game shortly after launch when it came out on PC. I waited about a month or two for a sale.
Told me you need a ride.
Played it for about a couple weeks, and that's about it. But yeah, playing this game earlier, I was really enjoying it, so kind of makes me want to get an updated gaming PC.
Zavala, picked up that Guardian you never shut up about?
Get them on that command ship, now!
Hold on back there!
They do some good cutscenes in this game. Not too bad. But during the cutscene, I'm kind of curious how much the game is like just the disc off for like a console. I'm gonna look it up on eBay real quick.
Do something.
Yeah, because the PC version. Ooh. Someone bought one of my eBay items. Nice. I believe the PC version is only available digitally,
All right,
so you kind of stuck in the mercy in that, not really a physical version. But if I look up how much the disc is, I see some listed for about
Let us know when the ships are
$5.
down. We'll
That's
hit
probably
that
an
ship with
anomaly. Let's
everything
see.
we got.
Let's go buy it now. Brand new, 20 bucks. This one for $7.95. So we'll say 10 bucks. There's one for $6.74 with a little bit of shipping there. Disc only, $4.49. Yeah, so you can find the disc for about 10 bucks. And that's not going to include any DLC or anything like that. Yeah, the rain graphics look really cool. I love those effects. Lighting's really cool. And hopefully the video is actually, the video I'm making shows off the full 60 frames per second. I was trying to do some, I was tweaking the capture settings earlier. Some of the gameplay footage was a little choppy. Even though it played perfectly fine, but the recording was coming back a little choppy. So if the recording shows the gameplay a little choppy, it's actually not like that. It's actually pretty smooth on my computer here. Oh wait, that's the way it came.
We can find a schematic in there.
Of course, a little bit more of a put your ghost here and guard him.
Okay, the shield generator.
But it lightens up a little bit on that, so it's not too bad. Yeah, when I was planning on making this Destiny 2 video for, you know, one of the last videos of my Halo Let's Play series, I wasn't expecting, I was kind of expecting this to be a short video, but I'm actually enjoying the game, so it might actually be a 2-hour video or so, so we'll see. I'll try not to get too much into it.
King, what's your status?
A little low on ammo. Old flaming pit. Kept burning out. Anyone heard from Akora?
Not since you went for the speaker. Form up! On me!
Let's see, what level am I? Still level 1. Seemed like in the beta that I had the choice to switch to a Blade Dancer. I think I said Shadow Dancer earlier. I meant to say Blade Dancer. It might prevent me from leveling up in this little beginning part. But I like how the game, you know, starts you off like right in the middle of the action. Kind of like the James Bond movies, you know, like before the nice good action sequence before the opening credits gets you hooked in the game, or gets you hooked in the movie. Yeah, music in the game is really good too. Really enjoyed the music soundtrack. Still has that same same vibe as the first Destiny did. I don't think Paul McCartney did music in this one like he did the first game. And I know Marty O'Donnell didn't, because before this game came out, that's when Marty O'Donnell had his issues with Destiny, where he left the company and then sued him for excuse me. He sued him for back pay and won a few $1 million, I believe it was. Which was really odd because, you know, he was one of the original members of Bungie. So. Let's see, he's using Shield's arc energy, but I still took it down pretty quick. Yeah, you're not going anywhere.
All right, destroy the turbines. The shield should fizzle. Yes, just like that.
Just like that. But like I was saying earlier, I would really love for a Nintendo Switch version of this game to come out. And I know I joke about, you know, wanting everything to come out on Nintendo Switch, but this one I would actually love to see on that system. And considering the success of the system and the success of Diablo 3 now being on that system, I think there's actually a pretty good chance that Activision may do it. I don't know if it'll be this one or a future Destiny game, but, you know, there's not a good chance, but a decent chance. There's a realistic chance that a Destiny game can actually come out on the Switch now, which, of course, the game would have to be well optimized for the hardware, which, you know, just like this game is well optimized for older PC hardware. Obviously, it would use older resolution texture or lower resolution textures. It would run at 720p, not 1080. It'd be the equivalent of basically me cranking down all my settings on this to low settings and running at 720p 30 frames per second. That's kind of what you would expect to see this on the Switch.
Without light.
But yeah, I mean, I would play a Switch version, definitely.
Guardian, something's wrong.
So of course this big badass of a dude here, which is your main antagonist in the game's story, basically uses that thing on the Traveler and it takes away all your powers and all the powers of all the characters.
Cowering behind walls.
Which, you know, after the first mission or two, you'll gain them back.
Forgotten the fear of death.
Which is basically how they explain you starting your character progression all over again. I mean, you're not really playing the same character you played in the first game. Your character and stuff doesn't carry over.
Your kind never deserved the power you were given.
Which wouldn't really matter too much anyway, since, you know, this little opening part of the game, you lose all your stuff anyways.
And your light is mine.
Guy sounds like Unicron from the original Transformers. Welcome, Megatron. You will destroy the Autobot Matrix. Of course, you know, Unicron back then, played by the late Orson Welles, the last acting role he did before he died. Suddenly I feel like I'm watching Avengers Infinity War. See, will let me skip the cutscene? Okay, yeah, we'll let me skip the cutscene. Get back into the gameplay here. Of course, you're still alive, but you are messed up. And you don't have your magical power to resurrect you or heal you or anything like that. You think the game will let me walk a little bit faster? Let's see, is it that way I go or this way? Did a good job kind of showing off what the city looks like and stuff like that. You know, because the original game didn't really take you inside of the city. It was just like mainly that little one area of the city where your guardians and stuff were, but not the actual like city in terms of like the lore of the game. Almost has a Half-Life 2 vibe in a weird way. Yeah, cool water effects. Good graphics. Hey, my ghost lived. Yay.
But I can't resurrect you. Not since. Guardian, the light is gone. They've taken the city, the traveler, everything. The Red Legion.
Nice little retro themed billboard, kind of. Wait, was that scan lines on the billboard?
Get out of here.
Yeah, kind of.
I'm picking up an emergency broadcast. Rendezvous coordinates. They're evacuating the planet. We're on our own.
Really cool lighting. Good art design. I mean, in a nutshell, the game's basically better than Halo 5. If you have a choice of buying this or Halo 5,
These Guardians, they had no
I would pick this.
chance without their powers.
Although I do like Halo 5's Warzone. You know, funny thing is, I did my Halo 5 video last,
I can't resurrect you.
and I
We need to be very careful.
kind of crapped on the game, but I still kind of enjoyed the Warzone mode, which it was kind of funny because after I got done making that video and editing it, I went back to playing the Warzone. I actually played it a little bit more. I was still enjoying that. So, wasn't really a good game, but I did enjoy the Warzone mode a lot. Another thing I didn't even know about when playing the Warzone is one of the guys on the other team that ended up killing, and I took his weapon. He actually had a Halo 2 style battle rifle, which still had the old sound effect and everything, so that was kind of cool. Can I run? Nope, can't even really run. And I think there's actually, if I remember correctly, there's actually a tank level in the campaign as well, where you just drive a tank and blow crap up. That's kind of cool.
It's that Falcon again. Is it following us? Or are we following it?
It's that Falcon again. Let's shoot it and eat it. I love the snow environment here. I love snow graphics in video games in general. Yeah, all that looks really cool. Oops! Admiring the scenery and I died. Oh, you can't resurrect me. I guess I'm screwed. Oh, I restart from checkpoint. Okay.
It's that Falcon again.
Well, let me kill it.
Is it following us? Or are we following it?
Alright, trying to fall off the cliff this time. You know, it's a nice scenery. Yeah, good soundtrack. Of course, I don't have any kind of double jump or anything. Whoops. It's like, oh, let's run backwards and shoot them while turning around and speed up the gameplay. Yeah, that didn't work out too well. So... I guess I made it to the checkpoint. Whoops. Oh, come on! How would that kill me? Let's try this again. Play it a little safer here. Okay, so I'm supposed to jump over there, I guess. Oh, okay, good. I was supposed to do that.
Oh, look. Somebody left a perfectly good guardian lying around. Things must be worse than I thought. And that's our cue. Time to go, people!
But wait. Where are you all going?
As far away from here as possible.
That Falcon, it belongs to you?
The name's Hawthorne, and this is Lewis. Best pilot we got. What about you? Fit to fly?
So we'll skip the cutscene here. Go on to the next part of the gameplay.
Do you see, traveler, all that I have done? Grace me with your light. Take your place at the center of my empire. See me, and the Red Legion will be your true guardians.
Destroy him, Galvatron, now,
Ominous.
or you shall be obliterated.
Those who fled are being hunted, and those foolish enough to remain have been executed. Victory, as with all things, is yours to claim.
This victory is as much yours as mine, old friend.
All that remains is the completion of the cage.
That guy looks
around
pretty.
this great machine. Then we may begin the extraction of its power and put it to its rightful use.
They call it the Traveler.
I would contend that other civilizations may be more precise in their naming. Its functions can be controlled and exploited, as we have
Let's
shown.
skip this cutscene too. It's a good story, but I've already played it. I want to go to the gameplay. I want to kill things.
Coming up on the European Dead Zone. Gonna be our new home for a while.
Look, do you recognize it? That's where we're supposed to go.
That thing? They call it the Shard of the Traveler. I call it not a place you want to go poking around.
So this is basically like our start off capital city. It has all like the vendors and all that kind of stuff. Loading's taking a little longer than I thought. I wonder if I have the game installed on my hard drive and not my SSD. So, ooh, got another weapon. Got a power weapon, yes. Rocket launcher.
Anything worthy? Oh. I'm glad to see you safe. I am Tyra. Tyra Cole. Thank you.
So of course, you got your weapons and your armor. Just like we talked about in the last Destiny video. Your armor adds defense and then adds like your stat increase, and your weapons have like a overall damage. Like right now the amount of damage my weapons do is 10. Not very much. But if I were to play in multiplayer, that number would be ignored. It would just go by impact and the rest of the stats. And does have to balance it out. Really not much new to talk about that hasn't really been talked about in the previous Destiny video. So.
This is... whew, lot of civilization. For me, at least. Of course.
Let's see, do I get all this gear? Ooh, yes I do.
So.
Oh, I'm buying it.
Anyway, heard you want to go poke around that busted up hunk of Traveler. You Guardians have a weird idea of a good... Careful out there.
There we go.
Don't let the view distract you.
Cool thing about a lot of the weapons here is they modeled after AKs. AK style weapon. Kind of cool. So equip my new gear. Make my guy a little more powerful. And hold X to dismantle. Get some parts and currency for it.
I think I'm pretty good at it. Sometimes you just have to answer the call. You know?
Don't really need that.
We have your back, Guardian.
And we can play some soccer! Yay! Let's see. Oops. Let's see. Can I return to orbit? Well, let me return to orbit. Yeah, because I got my ship. So, not a lot of places to go. I still like how it does this for the loading scenes. It loaded pretty fast. Okay, I think I do have the game installed on my SSD. That's good.
Sure you want to do this? That shard is the reason this place is called a dead zone.
We have to, Hawthorne. It's a sign.
Yeah, a sign that says dead zone.
So of course, this is how you get your powers back. So you get them back from the Traveler's shard. And of course you level up like you normally do.
You know, I've been all over the EDZ.
So not a lot of customization in your weapons like in the first game. Even some of the later weapons doesn't show a lot of the customization. At least the ones that I had with my main character.
They stop applying once you leave the city. There's a small gap in the wall. Hard to see, but it's there. Nobody goes farther than that. At least nobody who wants to come back.
So, let's see. Is it this way? Or is it in this thing? Oh, I gotta crawl under it. There we go. A lot of these stages are, you know, got a little bit more color and things compared to the first game. Kind of shows a little bit more what civilization used to look like on Earth before it was destroyed, you know, with the lore of the game.
Did you hear something? You're under attack.
Oh, dropping some heavy ammo. That's pretty cool. Of course, you switch weapons. You know, you hold down your Y button to switch to your heavy weapon.
Scavengers from another world. They worship machines.
Oh, here we are. Treasure chest. Give me the same weapon I got. Oh, it's just a more powerful version. Yeah, well, I remember playing this originally. I don't remember a lot of variety to the weapons like there was in the first Destiny. And maybe it's just because I haven't played anything past the core game and haven't played much of the expansions. Shard of the Traveler. Yes, we have established that. Like, one of my coworkers, big Destiny fan, but he hasn't played the game much lately. He's kind of moved on to some other games. But he was telling me last week that a lot of the people that play Destiny have been happy with it just because the game's where it needs to be now in terms of, you know, just being a good game. But there's also a lot of news that Activision isn't really happy with the direction of the game just because it's not making as much money. And they're going to want to add more microtransactions to the game. Which, ooh, what do I get here? Hand cannon. Nice, powerful pistol. Which, you know, if you remember my Halo 5 video, I defended a lot of microtransactions and stuff like that. Which, you know, my issue, I'll touch upon it again. My issue with microtransactions and DLC, things like that, is as long as it doesn't ruin the core game experience that, you know, you paid your full price for, then it's fine. So like first Destiny, for example, it didn't feel like a full $60 game. It felt more like a $30 or $40 game, which is another reason why I waited for this game to go on sale after it launched before picking it up, because I knew it wouldn't feel like a full $60 game. So I think my game was like, you know, $37 on a Cyber Monday deal or something like that. And, you know, it felt like I got my money's worth. It was alright. I would have enjoyed it a lot more if my friends would have picked up the game and, you know, would actually play with some friends. Because when it comes to an online game, like an MMO type game, I have to play with friends. Like World of Warcraft, stuff like that. I can't just, like, meet people online and people I don't know. I gotta, like, play with people that I actually know in order to enjoy the game. That's just how I look at online games. I mean, matchmaking and just general gameplay stuff like that is fine, but when you're like really into the game, you want to play with friends. At least that's how I look at it. You know, it's like when I play in the arcades back in the day when I was a kid. You know, it's good to find a random person to play games with. You know, to find an opponent or guy to team up with, depending on the game. But eventually, you want to go to the arcade with one of your friends and play the game together or something. You know, you enjoy the game that much more. But you know, back onto the microtransactions and stuff like that. If they implement them, or if they, I mean, they're already implemented in the game, but if they expand them on the microtransactions in Destiny 2, so Activision's a little happier with the profiting of the game, because, you know, they spent like $500 million on the franchise, or however much it was, to get a return on their investment. As long as it doesn't ruin the core gameplay experience, it should be fine. You know, like the cosmetic stuff. It's mostly cosmetic things, stuff like that. Do I have a grenade? No, I don't have a grenade. So he had a silver shield, so I used my silver energy weapon. Ooh, more heavy ammo. As I'm recording this, I'm still doing the finishing touches, editing-wise, on my Halo 5 video. So hopefully,
I think we scared them away.
Hopefully, won't get too many dislikes from defending the microtransactions. Defending them to a point. Certainly not defending the last Star Wars Battlefront game that came out. That was just god-awful. No one should buy that game. I refuse to call it Battlefront 2. It's an insult to the original Battlefront 2.
This is why we were led here. I haven't been as close to the Traveler's Light since... Do you feel it?
Since last week.
Hold on to your helmet.
Yay, get your magical powers back.
Do you feel it? The light is back. We're back. Eyes out, Guardian.
See, what's the subclass? Arc Strider. See, I thought it was Blade Dancer. I think in the first game it was a Blade Dancer. See, double jump. Extra abilities. There we go. We got some more gear there.
Time to shine.
That's the same stuff. Alright, time to do my Darth Maul impression. So even though I was talking about the story earlier, the story being a better story, and you know, after playing the first game, you kind of have an idea of the setting and whatnot, so it does a better job establishing the characters and the villain and that kind of thing. It's still a good game to play if you've never played Destiny before and don't know that much about it. You can still kind of follow along with the story, okay? Which, you know, the first Destiny didn't really do a good job with the story, so if you didn't play, it's not like you're missing much. All you gotta do is watch a couple of the cutscenes in the first game, and that's it. Upgrade point available. Alright, let's use it. So apply it to one of the abilities here. Dodge, perform an evasive maneuver with a steady hand. Dodging automatically reloads your weapon. Cool. I beat the stage. Is it taking me back to the farm? Yeah, game runs really stable. It's not really buggy or glitchy at all. So even the beta ran really stable. So of course you can, you know, you still do like your raids and your strikes and your exploration, and there's the random stuff that appears on the map, and you know, like I forgot what they're called, but like like a random thing of enemies, and you get loot afterwards. So it's just like the last Destiny in terms of like the structure of the game. Like I said, it feels like Destiny 1.5 if you played it on the console, but if you're a PC gamer and you've never played Destiny before, it actually feels like a new game. Or it kind of feels like a sequel on the PC just because it's, you know, better graphics, 60 frames per second, things like that.
The crucible of Lord Shaxx will prepare you. In my arena, should a Titan stand in your way, crush him. If a hunter confronts you, break her blade. If a warlock speaks, feed him his words. There is only one path to...
I have no idea what I'm grabbing here. Oh, it's a quest. Quests and bounties. Okay, cool. So I can play the Crucible. Let's see.
Tell me, You don't fear
Do you
Vanguard operations? Do you fear the Crucible?
have access to better weapons? Crucible
Feel
gunsmith.
like some high-yield problem-solving, Guardian?
See, scout rifle. Yeah, we'll grab that.
Out there. This will be useful.
So, equip a sidearm.
This will be useful.
Dismantle that. So here's one thing that drives me nuts about the weapon design in this game, and it's people probably don't notice it, but the design of a lot of these weapons are based off of an AK. You know, if you know anything about AKs, you got your action right here. You know, your bullets go in and it does your auto reload right here. Fires, goes in the gas chamber, that uses the pressure to push this thing forward and put another round in the chamber for every bullet fired. Problem is, some of these weapons show your magazine, your bullets entering right here into your buttstock, which, you know, your action and your bullets and stuff would be right, and spit out would be right here. So that makes no sense. You know, you can't have your bullets go here and then magically end up right here. So probably just a little stupid nitpick thing that I have with the game. That's my biggest complaint to the game, to be honest, is it doesn't accurately represent the functionality of an AK rifle. It's a legitimate complaint.
Well, look at you. You got your life back. I don't know how you did it, but I'm glad. Because we're gonna need it. There are a lot more survivors out there, and they need our help. We gotta get the word out that the farm... Careful out there.
A lot of new people playing new characters. That's kind of cool. So, oh, someone kicked a soccer ball down there. So, got various weapons now.
We all want the same things. Guardian, ghost, human, exo, awoken, framed, bird. Copy that. I'll check it out.
So, triumphs. I'm not familiar with what these are.
You and me.
The war cult isn't what...
Things like the quests and achievements and stuff like that. Client support and stuff like that. That's pretty cool.
Buddy, we talked about this. No, your family name is not... What would you like to say?
So let's go to... Oh. A lot of stuff here real quick. Talk to these guys, see what they got anything to offer. So... I wonder if that's from my previous character. Like it shares a vault or something.
What news, Guardian? The dreams have changed. And now I know why.
No items there.
No references to the Red League?
What? You thought a bit of apocalypse would shut down Eververse? Not likely. We have two choices here. Give up, give in, or thank you for shopping at Eververse.
Let's see. Let's go... Do we have access to the Crucible? Yeah, we got access to the Crucible. So one thing about the PvP that I noticed, because, again, I don't have any of the DLC expansions or anything on here. However, I don't have anything locked out. So even with the core game, I still have access to all the stuff to play. So that's kind of cool. So let's play a free-for-all game with my new character, and we'll see how I do. So since I haven't really played this game much past the initial story and just some PvP, don't really have too much to talk about in terms of the game, other than, you know, pretty good game, not too bad. A lot of people are crapping on it as the game progressed, a lot of the hardcore players, and that's perfectly understandable. But from what I've heard lately, is the game's at a pretty good place. So, and since a lot of my items and stuff are really weak when you're playing PvP in the Crucible, with the exception of the what was it called? With the exception of the Iron Banner. Level advantages enabled. So if you're higher level, you will actually do better in there. So you want to be higher level with that. But everything else, it disables the level advantage. Let's see, you want to go back to that now. And launch. So like your main attack stat, you know, your attack number being 26 and your main defense, that it's basically like your power overall. That doesn't really apply. So it's your impact, your range, stability, handling, it's the stats that it, you know, what make a difference when playing PvP. Like the higher the impact, the higher the damage. But that can be offset with like the rounds per minute and magazine size and that kind of stuff. So it does a pretty good job balancing everything. So what's this here? Valor rank. Okay, probably get some cool gear there. Got 4 players. And I want to do most of this with Xbox controller, you know, even though I'm playing on the PC. Just so I can show you that it's actually pretty well balanced. Mouse and keyboard players, of course, have an advantage in games overall just because the mouse is more precise. But it's not too big of an advantage in this game because you still have your basic auto-aim when playing with a controller. But the auto-aim doesn't feel like it adds like a too high of an advantage. It doesn't feel like it's cheating compared to mouse and keyboard players. At least I feel it's well balanced. Come on, just one more player. So, I am playing early on a weekday when most people are working. It might also have a ranking. Oh, there we go. 6 out of 6 people. I like this as a loading screen. It's kind of cool. Which, of course, if you're in a party, if you're playing with some friends, you'll see other ships to represent more people in your party, just like the first game. I'm curious if the DLC might have a Cyber Monday deal, because I'm playing, as I'm recording this, I'm recording it the week of Thanksgiving on a Monday. So maybe like a Cyber Monday or Black Friday deal with all the expansions and whatnot. Maybe I can get in the game and play it more and stream it on Twitch or something.
Rumble.
I am ready to rumble. Here we go. Oops. Let's see. I'm curious how much it placed me with other players with characters equal to my rank. Of course, you got your special ammo and your heavy ammo. Am I using anything with special ammo? I'm not using any weapons with special ammo, it's just with primary ammo. That sidearm is a single shot. Oh yeah, level 50. And this map, now that I realize it, is from the first game. If I remember correctly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this map is from the first Destiny. Alright, where are you at? There you are. Yeah, map's definitely from the first game. Oh no, I see you. You don't see me. Oh, that sidearm sucks. Oh, did I get him? He's gonna fall? Nope. So, and if I want to play with mouse and keyboard if I want to. Uh-oh. Cord's getting in the way. There we are. Watch, I talked about how I prefer playing on controller. Probably going to do better with mouse and keyboard. Well, I didn't do better there. Yeah, like I explained with the first Destiny video, I would have liked to see some like some kind of PvP Crucible mode with like vehicles and things like that, reminiscent of the first Halo. Another thing I forgot to talk about earlier on in the video is the firing from the hip accuracy, at least to me, feels a lot more accurate where you don't have to aim as much. And I don't know if they did that on purpose or if it's just in my head. I'm pretty sure it's actually intentional. I'm sure if I go back and play the first game, I would notice it. So I can hit him quite well without even aiming down the sight. So it has a much better original Halo feel to it. And I like that. That was one of my slight complaints with the first game. Because that way it feels more like Halo and less like Call of Duty. Even though I do like Call of Duty. Oh. Oh, he got me. Trying to get the heavy ammo. And one of my complaints when I played the game originally, as I talked about, is you couldn't have a sniper rifle in your offhand. You had to have a sniper rifle as a power weapon. Which, a recent update, and actually had to, do a little bit of research on it. They changed all that, so you can actually have a sniper rifle in your offhand now. Which is pretty cool. Because I was actually not a fan. Now I'm thinking about it. I wasn't much of a fan of sniper rifles in this game at all when I was first playing it. So now that they've done that, I'm kind of curious to maybe progress through the game a little bit more and see if I can find some better sniper rifles in the game. Because I remember all the sniper rifles I found, they weren't that different in terms of like the stats and everything. Ooh, level 3. Yeah. Oh, I was about ready to own him.
You've lost, but so have others. You can come back.
Let's see, level 3 gives me another... Oh, it gives me an option for a different grenade. Sweet. So let's hop on my good character real quick. Change character. Level 20. Yeah, I wish I would have known that the PC version was free for a limited time. I could have recorded this and had it uploaded before then. So here's my character. I have very little memory. I don't remember how I got any of these exotic gear or anything. I remember probably got it from doing some of the strikes. I never did any of the raids, but I did do some strikes. But I mainly played through the core campaign, and the story in the campaign itself is pretty good, like I explained earlier. It's much better than the first game. I mean, you can actually buy a used copy of the game on console, play through it for a couple weeks, and then just sell it when you're done, and actually have a pretty good experience. Or hold on to it if you end up liking the game. And because you can play through all the Crucible modes without needing the DLC, you can hold on to it. But again, the console version is locked at 30 frames per second. But it is 4K on the Xbox One X. It is a 4K game. Or another thing you can do is pick up a cheap copy of the Destiny 2 disc for whatever system, if you have one of the systems. See if you like the game, and if you do like the game, then pick up the PC version. And of course, we're going in Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all that kind of stuff. So there might be another sale upcoming for the game. So for the game and the DLC and whatnot. So let's see what I got equipped here. Got a scout rifle, a little bit of customization, but it doesn't have like a lot of that customization that I found in the first game. But then again, maybe if I had more of the DLC and got some better items and whatnot, there might be a little more customization abilities in terms of, special effects for weapons and that kind of thing. One more thing. See, you can have a sniper rifle in your offhand. I sacrificed myself to show you that. I know there's a dude right there. I just saw him. There. Of course, I don't really need that ammo because I don't have anything equipped that uses the special ammo. I like this pistol. Surprisingly pretty good pistol. Oh crap! Oh, I reloaded too fast. Someone else got. Oh, it gave me the score. Okay. Oh no, it didn't. Let's see. Oops. Itchy 2 kills. Okay. Did not give me the kill. Is that dude even playing? Oh shit, he is playing. See, do I have the other subclass? I do. I'm kind of curious. I'm kind of tempted to switch to that. I think I will. Yeah. So you got the triple jump, but I don't have access to that teleport jump like I did in the first game. So, doing the class ability, recharge my melee ability, which I believe is a higher damage melee. Kind of relearning this game all over again. Someone following me? There we go. Oh, shit, shit. Oh, he's way down there. There we go. Oh, someone got me from behind. God, that outlaw dude is killing it. So yeah, like I'm still playing on the controller. A lot of these people are probably playing on mouse and keyboard, so you know, it doesn't feel like out of balance or anything. So I mean, it feels perfect, to be honest. If I didn't have a Nintendo Switch and needed an updated portable gaming device, I'd probably buy a affordable laptop with decent video.
Shut the enemy down.
Shut the enemy down. Oh. Well, like I said earlier, I would love to see this on a Switch. Like, I'm playing full 1080p, medium settings, and I could probably crank the settings up a little bit more. But, you know, it's playing pretty smooth. And hopefully, like I said earlier, hopefully the video is coming across smooth, because, you know, my CPU is 6 years old, and it has a hard time playing and capturing footage of new PC games at the same time. Like this and the PC version of PUBG, I have a hard time playing and capturing at the same time. Like, I can play it just fine, but I can't capture it well.
3 minutes remaining.
I almost thought about buying a second, just cheap PC just for video capturing, so I can just hook up the HDMI source to my capture card and just capture that way. I'll get a new PC eventually. It's not high on my priority list for buying things. Right now I'm saving up and want to get a up-to-date stereo. Oh, I should have got a double kill there. Did I get new chest armor? Yeah. Is it better than what I got? Oops. Nope. Let's play a team game. Of course, you have your various planets and moons to go to. You have your matchmaking for your strikes and the story and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's pretty much identical to the first game in terms of how it is and everything. Yeah, here we go. Let's do a 6v6 game. Yeah, I mean, I could see Destiny 2 evolving into like a free-to-play model where cosmetic microtransactions, you know, could help fund the game, but also charge for the DLC to play all the updated content. So, and maybe they'll do that. We'll see. We'll see what Activision has them do. Of course, last I checked, Activision stock not doing too well because of the whole Diablo mobile game. Which I'll talk about all that in another video. Taking a little while to load. Oh, there we go. Had one match earlier before I was recording take a couple minutes to load. It's like, geez, is somebody playing on dial-up?
Control. Show me you can take ground. Hold the zones.
I like the territories type games. Cool. Cool art, cool setting.
Zone A captured. Enemy claims
I like how they did all that. I wish I had a good sniper rifle to use. The sniper rifle that I have in my inventory is just zooms in too far. Scout rifle will suffice.
Zone B captured. You have advantage.
Oop, I'm not using throwing knife.
Zone A lost. You captured Zone C. Zone advantage is yours.
Oh, he's got that shield.
Stronger as you fight. I love it.
Okay, sneak around this way.
Zone C lost.
Come on. Come on. Where you at? Aha. Ah, I should have had him. Should have had him.
Zone A captured. Zone advantage is yours. Zone B lost.
Oh, get back here. Get back here. Yeah. I thought the dodge was supposed to refill my melee. Ooh.
You have zone advantage.
I'll take that. Ah, dang it. Let's see. Dodge performs a deft tumble, avoiding enemy attacks, dodging near... Oh, dodging near enemies fully recharges your melee. So I had to be near an enemy.
Zone C captured. You have zone advantage. You captured Zone A. That's a power play. You took them. Now hold them. Zone B lost.
What did he kill me with? The shotgun? Oh, shield bash.
Zone A lost.
Captain America style.
Zone B captured. You have advantage.
Alright, where are all these guys at? Darth Maul time. Oh, God. Oh. That was horrible luck. Horrible luck.
Zone B lost.
Ouch. Someone's over here. Ooh, almost got him. Almost got him.
Only 5 minutes left.
One more thing I forgot to talk about. You also get a sword as a heavy weapon.
Captured. Zone advantage is yours.
Which I don't have any energy for it. But if I did, go around and hack people with the sword, so that's kind of cool. I like how they added that. Oh crap, a bunch of them. Oh, one behind me. Ah, he snuck up on me. Corn Burglar just worked a bunch of people right there. I guess we're still winning.
The route is on! Finish it! That's a power play. You took them, now hold them.
Oh, someone's trying to grab C. Ugh, Captain America style there. Shield bashing me. As long as he did it for America.
3 minutes. You're winning. Stay strong.
Thought I won there. I think I got like an achievement or something.
Zone A lost.
Try and stick with my teammates a little better here. How did I not kill him? Let's try switching it up a little bit.
Zone B lost.
That's my teammate. Triumph complete. Okay, so yeah, that's like the achievements then. Hey, we won. Sweet. I think I did better in the free-for-all game. But yeah, that's pretty much Destiny 2. It's gameplay, structure-wise and everything, it's pretty much identical to the first game. You know, a little bit of tweaks and stuff here and there, but the core game without the DLC, you know, has a much better story. I don't really know anything past the DLC because I haven't really played it. So I was enjoying myself playing the Crucible earlier. So I might give it some more time later and see if I enjoy it, and we'll see if I pick up the DLC or not this Black Friday. So if you do decide to pick up the game, or if you do play, I highly recommend playing the PC version just because it's just a better overall experience. I'm curious if any of you guys have gotten back into the game. Like I talked about earlier, one of my coworkers said a lot of the stuff in the game nowadays have actually improved, where it's actually a good experience compared to earlier this year, where a lot of people were just not happy with the game. So if a lot of you guys are happy with where the game's at now, a lot of you veteran players, let me know down in the comments below, because I'm kind of curious. Yeah, this is probably the last of my Halo videos. until a new Halo comes out, unless I decide to do like Halo Wars 2, which, to be honest, I didn't really care for the game, so I don't really feel like playing it. But yeah, I mean, that's Destiny 2. Not a lot to talk about with it, just because I haven't really played much of it. But yeah, let me know what you think. See you guys for the next video.